Glad to see you're back for another episode of R&R. If you're back here with us today, you're either a glutton for punishment or you're like me and you're poor. You got to figure out a cheap way of doing that honey-do list. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the chicken actual lot or run that we have set up for our chickens. I know I got a couple questions on it. This entire thing is made of pallets. Disregard the kind of the cutesy other stuff. Just kind of put that up there so it doesn't look like it's some sort of a compound in my backyard. But yeah, the entire thing is made of pallets. It's roughly about 60 foot by 30 foot and has multiple gates. It's divided into two different sections. I'll go in here real quick. Hey, we got an audience. But here's the chicken coop that we discussed a little bit about yesterday. And it's in this more or less the center of this lot here. But here's the water that we discussed about. This is our summertime water with the cup type water nipples. And as you can kind of see, this particular lot, or half of the lot, encompasses this section here. But as I was saying, it's all pallets. So they're two pallets, almost 2 pallets high. You got a pallet, a full pallet height on the bottom, which is about 3 foot. You got about another half pallet up top. So it gives you roughly about 5 foot, give or take. And they're all screwed together. And the reason why we screw them together is because you can unscrew them if they do start to rot or deteriorate. And I recommend, you can kind of see how they're a little bit up off the ground, almost like a little sill plate. If you can kind of do that, it helps to keep them off the ground. They don't rot as quickly. We do have some T-posts every about 3rd or 4th pallet, just kind of help give it a little extra support. Here's one of the sections that we have for their dusting or dust bath. This is a combination. Usually we put wood ashes, sand, and also we'll put in some diatomaceous earth and oyster shells. And then kind of get in there and remove some parasites, get some grit, that sort of thing. Here's another hanger here, so we can put up an extra feeder, water if we need to. Anywhere you need to put a brace, you might as well make the most use out of it. So anywhere you see a brace, you're gonna see, like over here, you see our water that we discussed up, earlier. It has the heater in it, 5-gallon bucket water. You might as well make the most of your space. If you'll notice up top, on top of our gate rail, there is some fake crows. They're just old Halloween decorations. And the reason why we put them up there is because hawks, they don't like the crows. They don't get along, so the hawks tend to leave the chickens alone. You can usually find the crows at, Halloween sales afterwards. They're about 75% off. You can get them real cheap. We're going into this second lot over here. This part right here is our outside brooder. We might discuss this in another video. It's just an outside brooder. It used to be a goat hauler. I turned it into a brooder years ago. And it does work fairly well. It does have one of the automatic coop doors on it. Just kind of makes it easier. And you can kind of see, we go down through here. Here's some of our leaf storage. We have a gentleman brings us bagged leaves. You can kind of see here, we got the compost where we were digging compost the other day. We've got probably there's a good foot of compost down here in this lower section. But again, like I said, this entire thing is built entirely out of pallets. It has multiple gates. You can come in and out. Gates are going to be your friend when it comes to any kind of animals, livestock, that kind of thing. I recommend using a full pallet width wide. Put your cross piece in there. Keeps it from sagging on you. If you use a full pallet width wide, that way you can actually get in there with a wheelbarrow if you want to. You can even get in there with a lawnmower trailer, which I've done that in the past. Again, it's we just have some of our birdhouses and stuff set up. Again, these are some double doors here. When this was originally built, it was built to accommodate the chicken coop that's movable. So I wanted to be able to move it in and out. And so that way we can actually open up these doors and we'll have an 8-foot space. this over here is just, we have a fig tree, and this is one of our cutting beds. Again, some more decorations. Some more of the pallets up off the ground, almost on sill plates. Usually what I'll use for sill plates is old fence rail material. They're usually cedars, so they do hold up. Again, you guys have already seen most of this stuff in my other videos where I built these things. But yeah, that's our lot, our chicken run, however you want to call it. And like I said, it works great for us. It's cheap, easy to make, very cost effective. These pallets will last for about 5 to 6 years before you really have to do anything to them. And again, if you screw them together, you can actually take them apart and flip them over, take them apart, remove them all together, put a new one in if you have a particular spot, because the chickens will naturally move the material down. While we're on that topic, we can kind of hop back in here and talk about the leaves a little bit. As you can kind of see here, all day long, that's what they do. They constantly scratch. They turn this material, they turn the leaves, makes great compost. This is what most people refer to as a deep litter method. And again, you can kind of see up here where there's not much leaves. If you look down through here, it's fairly deep, and that's because they naturally will level it off. And again, this is the deep litter method. We do let them out from time to time, but honestly, we can let them out, and after about 20-30 minutes, they're right back in here doing the same thing. And this keeps them a lot safer. But I hope this helps you. Hope you find this informative. And maybe give you some ideas. Again, you can find pallets all over the place. I find pallets around in our area locally through a lot of our masonry people, so people that do stonework. There are a lot of one-time use pallets. That's what these particular ones are. They're the ones that you'll see actually have 4 runners instead of 3. And they're only one-time use. So they use them one time and then they just disregard them. And so you can usually pick them up for free. And that's what I do here. But like I said, anyways, hope this helps. You guys have a good day.